CSRA's favorite news app is now even better. Download the News Channel 6 mobile app, powered by the Eichholz Law Firm. Meteorologist John Laird, weather coverage you can count on.
We are heating up with high temperatures climbing into the lower 90s tomorrow, and humidity also on the rise as well. It will be a mostly dry next few days, but we could see some isolated storms this weekend. I'll have all the details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 4, a late-night fire displaces a family of 5. What's being done to help them? And what investigators say they believe caused it.
Plus, the review of Augusta's charter is underway. A closer look at the committee charged with combing through the document and who else is weighing in.
And Augusta's planning department wants your input on the current zoning ordinance, how to access the survey. As your news at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. We do thank you for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with a local family losing their home after a fire last night in Richmond County.
Isabella Moody joining us live now at the house where the fire happened. Isabella?
Brad, Jenny, Augusta Fire says that this devastating fire on Prince Road happened around 6 o'clock last night. Neighbors said they called 911 when they saw smoke coming out of the house. Augusta Fire and EMA helped the family get connected with American Red Cross, who are here now assisting the family to get resources to help recover. I spoke with a neighbor who was taking out the trash when she saw the smoke. She says the fire was spreading fast and she went over and yelled for the family to get out.
I think the house next door is on fire, and she came out and she said, "It is, let me call 911. And that's when I ran over to the sidewalk of my house and went to calling Mary, named Mary, the house is on fire.
The fire department says the fire was electrical and that no injuries were reported. Live in Augusta, Isabella Moody, WJBF News Channel 6. Back to you guys.
All right, Isabella, thank you for that live report. The Aiken County Coroner's Office is investigating the death of a former Augusta commissioner. Investigators say a family member found 73-year-old Bernard Harper unresponsive at his apartment on County Apartments Lane in Graniteville yesterday. He died at the scene. An autopsy will be performed.
And in Bamberg, South Carolina, a murder investigation is going cold. This crime happened in November of 2023 when somebody shot Dylan Richburg. He was sitting in a car at the Villa apartment complex on Hawk Court. Still no arrests. The state law enforcement division hoping somebody comes forward with information about the case.
Time now for our first check of the weather.
And for that, we want to check in with our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci. The heat, as you said, continues.
Yeah, that's right. We are heating up big time, all the way into the upper 80s today, and then low 90s will be here before we know it. But right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, we're done with the rain, but we do still have some high-level clouds. You can tell it looks a bit hazy out there, so not complete sunshine, but definitely more than what we've had over the previous several days. Temperature change map is showing Augusta now 5 degrees warmer than yesterday, 6 degrees warmer in Waynesboro. That's putting our temperatures above average in the mid to upper 80s. 87 in Louisville, 88 in Waynesboro and Augusta, Aiken at 86, 84 now in Gibson, and 82 in Washington. Our dew points remain high in the 60s, so even though we're done with the rain, we have plenty of moisture around, and that's going to make it feel even hotter than the actual air temperature. Our satellite and radar is showing some clouds passing by, but no rain in sight. Up to our north and west, we do have this cold front, though, and that is bringing severe weather across parts of Arkansas, Missouri, and western Tennessee, where there's a severe thunderstorm watch. Notice to the north of us, we have a warm front, and that's why we have those winds coming out of the south. We'll get up to around 89 degrees today, then we'll fall down to 84 with that southwest breeze. Looking ahead to the next few days, you're going to want to turn the AC on for sure, as temperatures will be all the way up to 93 on Friday, low 90s into the start of the weekend as well, with just a slight chance of some rain and storms. I'll have a look at your future cast for that coming up, and back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. Well, if you want to walk or go for a bike ride today, the Augusta Riverwalk is not an option. cleanup there continues after Hurricane Helene. There are a lot of large items down there, including tree stumps, limbs, and root balls. Crews working to clean up Oglethorpe Park as well.
Today started the first phase. That'll be the 14th through the 20th. Then we'll be back on the 23rd through the 26th, finishing up the second phase, where we'll finalize getting all of the stuff from the 5th Street Bridge, Marina area, all the way down to 13th Street, getting all that stuff accessible and out of the way.
Riverwalk should be back open by May 28th, and it's not going to impact the Saturday market. Those hours stay the same. The Georgia Department of Transportation, along with local law enforcement, urging the public to please obey our traffic laws. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office has responded to 3 deadly crashes in the last 2 weeks, including that one on Peach Orchard Road that killed 8-year-old Camden Poole. Data from GDOT shows nearly 100 deadly crashes across the CSRA just last year. Common causes include following too close and failing to yield. Law enforcement also seeing an increase in drivers not obeying those traffic signals.
People do not like slowing down at yellow lights. So when the light turns yellow, that doesn't mean speed up to make it through the intersection. If that happens and more people did that, it will cut down on a lot of our vehicular accidents, and especially will cut down on our fatalities as well.
Deputies tell us this is a critical time to follow the rules of the road. Memorial Day less than 2 weeks away, marking the start of the 100 deadliest days.
The Augusta Planning and Development Department wants to hear from you. They'd like for you to fill out a survey about the zoning ordinance update. WJBF News Channel 6's Ellison Hubbard has more.
A complete update is finally underway. This zoning survey is more important than you might think. The ordinance dates back to the 1960s, and sections have been amended over the years. Some city leaders say a new one would help design the garden city of the future.
We want to get your input on how you want to see your communities, from a green space perspective, from infrastructure and sidewalks, to how do you want your downtown to look, how do you want your riverwalk to look. We want to get your opinion about what you feel Augusta should look like moving forward. Again, we always talk about the future of Augusta, but it's important for us to understand that the future is here.
You are being asked to fill out an online survey. First, just click on augustagaga.gov, then scroll down to Zoning Ordinance Update - Your Voice Matters, and click on Take the Survey. Answer 11 questions, then submit. It's that simple.
This survey gives us an opportunity to hear from folks all over our city to determine what the priorities are for the people who call Augusta home and people who shop here and who work here. We want Augusta to be better for everybody, and this survey is really the first step.
To take part in that survey, head to augustagaga.gov. The last day to fill out the survey is June 1st. In Augusta, Ellison Hubbard, WJBF News Channel 6.
The group looking at possible changes to Augusta's government hears from those who know it well. 3 former commissioners, Ben Hassan, Moses Todd, and Marion Williams, all going before the Charter Review Committee. The 3 have more than 30 years' experience on the commission and say changes to give the mayor or administrator more powers are not needed.
We've encouraged everyone to keep their mind open. There's a lot of information that should be filtered into these decisions. But I would say to the citizens of Augusta, Richmond County, are you happy with the way things are going? Or is it possible that the structure laid out needs some tightening, some clarity, and some chain of command?
Committee members were surveyed on what needs to change in the government and what should stay the same, and what fears they have about the process. Their private answers were given to the UGA School of Government for discussion at the next meeting.
A special lunch to celebrate some outstanding women in Aiken today. The United Way spotlighting women's leadership in service, philanthropy, and community impact through their Women United program. And today, the agency awarded grants to local nonprofits that benefit women and children. The keynote speaker, South Carolina billionaire and philanthropist Anita Zucker.
And it's really all about taking a look at the people that live in your community and helping them be able to live a life, okay, and be successful. Because today, we have so many people that live in poverty, and we want to be able to make a difference. So that's what today is all about, being able to make a difference and an impact on the lives of the families right here in Aiken County.
Well said. United Way of Aiken County serves 45 critical need programs and 30 partner agencies.
Makes you want to wave back at that person. Coming up is Women's Health Week. We've got some essential reminders and advice.
Plus, the importance of monitoring your child's screen time as we get set for more hot weather.
We are monitoring these hot temperatures as we head into the weekend, going all the way up to around 93 degrees on Friday. That heat index getting close to the 100-degree mark. A mix of sun and clouds, mostly dry as we head into the weekend, but a slight rain chance. I'll have your futurecast and 10-day forecast in the next few minutes. PG takes
A pirate ship.
Every conversation is a connection. We're here to keep you in the moment. From morning walks to community events, we're here to keep you involved.
Life's best moments should be heard, and we're here to make sure you don't miss a thing.
Hearing Associates of South Carolina.
We're here for North Augusta. May is Women's Health Month. The observance encourages women of all ages to prioritize their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Danielle Cobb reports.
Local doctors tell me women often joke about their health-related issues being a part of getting old, but they're actually signs of something wrong. Brittle bones, for example, is something orthopedic surgeon Dr. Kevin Jones says is likely osteoporosis, a disease that causes bones to weaken over time. Women are at higher risk, along with another disease he sees frequently.
The most common thing we see is osteoarthritis, which means you lose the articular cartilage. In other words, the cushion that covers the bone starts to thin out, and in the worst case, it wears all the way down to bone, so that it's bone on bone.
Urologist Dr. Eric Gwynn says during or right after pregnancy, a weak or leaky bladder is normal. But if it continues to be an issue into older age, it is a more serious problem.
The longer the bladder dysfunction goes on, the more difficult it is to treat, and sometimes it's a little more complicated to treat. So from that early on, if there's pelvic organ prolapse or something going on vaginally, treating it earlier is better.
Even the natural shift towards menopause, which can bring changes to mood, weight, or temperature, is something OBGYN Dr. Meredith Mitchell says can cause a lot of discomfort. But she says women don't have to go through it without guidance.
Sometimes just acknowledging and knowing what's going on is powerful because you can understand what's going on in your body, and that helps you accept it and find ways to manage it.
And doctors say never ignore the signs your body is giving you. If you feel that something isn't right, see your doctor and ask for help, because a long day of testing is better than a lifetime of worry.
It's a problem your parents probably didn't have to worry about. Handle a child's screen time the right way and keep them safe. Well, according to the Kids Mental Health Foundation, the top fears parents have around screen time are privacy and safety concerns, exposure to misinformation, and not socializing with other people in person. 8 in 10 parents say they try to do something to manage screen time. Doctors recommend explaining time limits and potential consequences before the kids even reach for those devices.
Is the type of content that they're watching, what they're seeing, that matters much more than how they're getting it, whether it's television or videos or screens.
So this is just one more reason to talk to kids about the detrimental effects of screens, and making sure also that we lead by example, because I swear a lot of adults I see in public on their screens, glued to them. Not a good example.
Healthcare experts say children's brains are developing, and you cannot expect them to set their own boundaries. They say setting a time limit works the best, followed by encouraging hobbies that are offline and using parental control apps.
Coming up, beautiful forecast.
And this is timely advice for us for sure. How to stay cool in the heat.
Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Hickson Roofing. If your roof needs fixing, call Mr. Hickson. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 or 6.
Welcome back. A mix of sun sun and clouds for us today with dry weather. You're taking a live look in on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at the Amentum Center in Aiken. We're sitting at a very warm 88 degrees, feeling like 90 when you factor in that dew point of 65. We have a southwest breeze of 10 miles per hour, and around the CSRA, all of us are in the 80s today. A little bit cooler in our northern counties, McCormick at 83, 82 in Saluda. None of us at the 90-degree mark just yet, but we definitely have a couple spots close, like Bamberg and Sylvania, also at 88. Our satellite and radar showing the cloud cover here and there, but as we zoom out, you can see Georgia and South Carolina are dry with this warm front to the north of us, and behind that we have that southwest wind bringing in the warmer temperatures. Out towards the west, we have this cold front producing severe weather across Arkansas with that severe thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. this evening for western Tennessee. But for us tomorrow, we are going to remain dry. We will see a little bit more cloud cover though at times. Temperatures starting out very mild around 70 and then climbing into the low to even middle 90s. We're challenging our record at Augusta Busch Field. We are going to get a couple degrees close to that or away from that record of 96 set back in 1944. And you can see we'll continue to feel that heat over the next 5 days to come. The high temperatures from the upper 80s through low 90s, but the heat index getting close to 100, especially on Friday. So tomorrow will be the hottest day out of the week. Heat stress potential is high for several areas on Friday. So please keep this in mind. It will be the hottest day we've had so far all year. And you can see when it comes to the rain, we're pretty much done with it, but we can't rule out some isolated showers and storms this weekend. A 30% chance on Sunday, and then next Wednesday we'll have a 40% chance of some showers and storms. So let's go through our future cast. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. we're dry with that southwest wind. Here comes that cold front that we're seeing out to our west. So by Saturday morning and into the early afternoon, we could see some light showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder and some lightning. And with any type of storms with the heat, we do have that instability in place that could allow some of those storms to get strong. So we can't rule out a couple severe ones. But it's not going to be a washout all day on Saturday, and on Sunday I'm not expecting a washout either. You can see by Sunday evening this model is showing that front stalling out over the area, which will bring us a slightly higher chance of rain, but still not looking too bad. Now you can see as we bring it closer to home, Saturday at 7 a.m., light showers begin to approach our northern counties. Some heavy downpours possible here and there, but that higher threat of some strong to severe storms will be to our north, and you can see by Saturday evening we're drying out. Now it's also going to be pretty breezy with those wind gusts getting up to around 30, maybe even 35 miles per hour overnight into early Saturday morning, so be sure to secure any loose objects as it will be pretty windy. Even into Saturday evening, still seeing those gusts up to around 25 miles per hour. Now, how long is this heat going to last? Well, we are expecting below average temperatures to return as we wrap up the month of May, with highs possibly going back down into the 70s. So you can see on our 10-day forecast here, we'll continue to have those upper 80s through low 90s over the next few days. But then after we have that rain chance next Wednesday, we'll see the temperatures cool down again into the upper 70s for highs, but definitely some hot temperatures coming our way first.
You're not kidding. Thank you, Jenna.
And as Jenna just explained, it will be hot this weekend, and you may be wondering what that energy bill might look like after these warm temps.
Advice from the experts now with Sandy Torres.
Energy providers like Magic Valley Electric Cooperative say staying cool is key, but at a reasonable expense. Here are some simple tips you can follow to make sure you are protecting your wallet and your family, like changing the AC filters, keeping doors closed and sealed, and being mindful of laundry times.
You have the AC going at full blast, right? You got the kids opening the doors coming in and out, and on top of that, you add washing clothes or drying your clothes. You're just adding load to the system. So what I would recommend, be cognizant of how much load you put, and try to pace these chores throughout the week.
Here's another suggestion. The peak hours of energy use are usually 2 to 7 p.m., so avoid using your stove at those times because they can heat up your home.
And when cooking, maybe use an outdoor grill, your microwave, or an air fryer to reduce the internal heat. And when you wash your clothes, try to use cold water.
Coming up, they paid less than $30 for it years ago, but just learned it's worth millions.
A major windfall for Harvard University.
At Lionel Smith Limited Clothing.
Harvard University has for decades decades assumed it only had a copy of the Magna Carta in its collection. The university purchased it for just $30 at auction.
Wow.
But now, British researchers say it is an original, dating back to 1300 and issued by King Edward I.
Yeah, the Magna Carta established the principle that the king is subject to law, and it formed the basis of constitutions all over the world. Until now, there were only 6 originals, none in the United States. What a real find.
What a find. Gee. There is more coverage you can count on coming up at 4:30.
Including oil prices and energy costs, what they mean for your wallet in just a moment.
Now at Hardee's, My Rewards members get their favorite thirst quencher for just $1, like new handcrafted peach tea and peach lemonade, or any cup of Hardee's ice cold goodness for just $1 when you order on the app. Treatment.
If one of these bad boys crashes into you, their insurance company is going to try to settle with you quickly, but for a lot less. I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and this is my outstanding team.
Hi.
We're known for moving pretty quickly ourselves. Getting your money fast is crucial for your recovery, so we go for the maximum settlement possible. Faster. How fast, you ask? One call, that's all.
Call Ken.com.
It's payback time.
At Brookell, it's up for free with your Roof Max treatment.
If one of these bad boys crashes into you, their insurance company is going to try to settle with you quickly, but for a lot less. I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and this is my outstanding team.
Hi.
We're known for moving pretty quickly ourselves. Getting your money fast is crucial for your recovery, so we go for the maximum settlement possible. Faster. How fast, you ask? One call, that's all.
Call Ken.com.
It's payback time.
At Brookell, it's all about getting better in every aspect of your care. From top-notch surgery and orthopedics to cutting-edge technology and patient experiences, we're dedicated to one thing, your well-being. With our commitment to excellence, quality facilities, and amenities that ensure comfort and better long-term results. Experience the difference and discover what it truly means to get better with Berg.
Hello? You gotta get your story straight. Do you want this face to believe that? You're cooked. What an idiot. Andrew, you know don't give him rocks behind. That's and I'm just getting started.
Bigger cases.
She was lured to your apartment.
Higher stakes.
That's almost like kidnapping.
Never seen before in TikTok.
In front of millions of people.
Juicy Justice.
Weekday afternoons at 3 on News Channel 6.
Hardee's original bag. 2 full-size favorites, fries and a drink, just $5.99. Or choose 2 double cheeseburgers for just $1 more. A great big bag of original goodness, just $5.99.
The Live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
The heat and humidity is here, and it's here to stay for a while, with high temperatures climbing into the lower 90s, that heat index close to the triple-digit mark. Then as we go into the weekend, we can't rule out a few isolated showers and storms. I'll have all the details coming up.
Now at 4:30, the Supreme Court hearing a case on birthright citizenship, but it could end up having more of an impact on the power of federal judges. We'll explain why. Plus, hurricane season is on the horizon. We'll tell you how the state of South Carolina is preparing. And it's Mental Health Awareness Month, what experts are recommending. As your news at 4:30 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Green Lee. Thank you so much for joining us for your news at 4:30. D is off today. Coverage you can count on begins with a monumental case about birthright citizenship. It is time now for our first check of the weather. Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Traji is standing by. Jen, a sunny day outside, but it looks like we're starting to welcome that CSRA heat to Augusta, aren't we?
Yeah, and it's about time, Grim. You know, I know a lot of people are never ready for the 90s, but on average, it actually happens in late April. That's usually when we have our first 90-degree day, and we haven't had it yet, so We're right on track with schedule. So right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Washington Road, mostly sunny skies like Graham mentioned. It's looking nice outside with temperatures warmer than yesterday by 5 degrees in Augusta, 6 degrees in Waynesboro. That's putting our temperatures in the low to upper 80s, so no 90s yet, but 88 in Augusta, 87 in Aiken, 86 in Millen. Wrightsville, oh there we go, just now at 90 degrees. So we do have one spot there in the CSRA seeing 90, and we have some higher humidity up towards the north and west, relative humidity around 55%, some slightly drier air down towards the southeast. You can see those winds are coming out of the southwest, breezy in Aiken at 14 miles per hour, 10 in Augusta, 14 in Waynesboro. And as for our satellite and radar, some clouds passing by. It is nice and dry though, and as we zoom out here, some rain and storms happening over towards Arkansas, moving into Tennessee. That's where there's a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. this evening. That cold front will eventually approach us on Saturday morning, bringing us a slight chance of rain this weekend. But in the meantime, tonight it will stay dry, mostly sunny at 7 p.m. and temperatures going down to the low 80s by 8 p.m. Looking ahead, you can see that high heat index on Friday, so this will be the hottest day out of the week. Then back to a 20 to 30% chance of rain this weekend, with temperatures staying in the upper 80s to low 90s. Now, how long will this heat last? I'll have a look with your 10-day forecast coming up, but back to you, Graham.
All right, Jenna, thank you. Whether we like it or not, hurricane season is fast approaching. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster has declared May to be Hurricane Preparedness Month. Caroline Yaffa tells us about the governor's visit to the Low Country, where he and state leaders are urging South Carolinians to get ready.
Hurricane season is less than 3 weeks away and goes through November 1st in South Carolina. And Governor Henry McMaster is urging the people in the Palmetto State to start preparing now.
The South Carolina Emergency Management Division's guidebook has all the resources you need to get ready for the season. McMaster walked around several informational stands outside the Emergency Management Division that had additional resources for South Carolinians. McMaster says this hurricane season, every storm that hits the state will be a disaster. But the most important thing will be to save lives.
A disaster does not have to have a loss of life. With preparation and understanding of what's happening, we lost 49 people in Hurricane Helene.
SCEMD Director Kim Stenson says they have been in contact with FEMA, and the agency has indicated they will provide services during hurricane season to South Carolina. In Charleston, I'm Caroline Yaffa.
The Small Business Administration is extending its loan program for people impacted by Hurricane Helene with a 60-day grace period until the end of June. The SBA says the low-interest economic injury disaster loans will allow people to pay for ordinary expenses, to recover from revenue losses, and fixing their homes up for future storms. You can get a loan up to $2 million for up to 30 years. There is an application fee, but there is no prepayment penalty and no payment for the first 12 months. Individuals can apply as well.
We assist renters for up to $100,000 for the interior context of their homes. For homeowners, we assist up to $500,000. They also qualify for an additional 20%, whatever the amount they were approved for mitigation purposes, to be able to be more resilient to a storm in the future. So retaining walls, sub pumps, actually lifting the foundation of the home itself.
You can apply online before June 30th at lending.sba.gov. Well, we all know that exercise has physical benefits, but there's also plenty of evidence showing that exercise is good for mental health too. Melissa Adon explains.
The National Institutes of Health just updated its guidelines to include new evidence for the mental health benefits of exercise. One thing noted in the guidelines, just one session of physical activity has been shown to calm anxiety, boost your mood, and increase your energy levels. They also note regular exercise can reduce symptoms of depression and improve sleep in as little as a few weeks. You'll see the greatest mental and physical benefits by getting at least 150 minutes or 2.5 hours of moderate intensity aerobic activity each week. This can include anything from brisk walking to dancing to swimming. Even household chores count. If you prefer to push yourself a bit harder with a run, hike, or high-intensity exercise class, you can achieve the same benefits in about 75 minutes each week. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Adon.
And speaking of mental health, a local church is hosting a free mental health and wellness fair this weekend. The 4th annual Mental Health Fair is coming to the Tabernacle Baptist Church. The goal is to promote the importance of mental health and reduce the stigma of asking for help. It's open to the public and all ages are encouraged to attend.
I really have a belief that you need Christ and a counselor. You know, I believe that God empowers people with the educational ability, but also the sensitivity that can help us navigate through some very thorny patches of life. I myself believe in therapy, and it has been very helpful for me as I've had a rough last year losing my grandmother and other things, and so I know personally how beneficial it's been, and so we want to make sure that our community knows that this is a journey you don't have to do in isolation.
Great available resources. The Mental Health and Wellness Fair is Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Tabernacle's Family Life Center on Laney Walker Boulevard. We have the registration link along with this story, which you can find on our website, WJBF.com.
We are heating up, especially tomorrow with that heat index getting close to 100. Then as we go into the weekend, hot temperatures sticking around and maybe a slight chance of rain. I'll break down all the details in the next few minutes.
Every day, ordinary people in the CSRA do extraordinary things to serve our community. Each month, News Channel 6 recognizes these outstanding volunteers with the Giving Your Best Award. Do you know an everyday hero who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award by visiting WJBF.com and filling out the entry form.
Sponsored by Science Co., Piedmont Augusta, Security Federal Bank, and News Channel 6. The WJBF Scholar Athlete Awards honor high school students from around the CSRA for outstanding achievements, both on the athletic field and in the classroom.
I'm Tamika Lampkin from Jefferson Energy Cooperative. Being a scholar athlete means excelling in both the classroom and in sports. If you know a high school senior that thrives in the classroom and on the athletic field, we encourage you to nominate them for the Scholar Athlete Award. Here's how.
To nominate, go to WJBF.com and click Scholar Athlete Award under the Sports tab.
I'm Mike Costello, and almost...
Book direct flights to Washington, D.C. at flyags.com.
On this day in history, the first McDonald's fast food restaurant opened, plus we remember singer and songwriter June Carter Cash. Anna Koopman has today more on today's Moments in Time.
Today is May 15th. It's National Chocolate Chip Day. In 1930, Ellen Church became the first working female stewardess aboard a United Airlines flight. America's first female Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, was born. And speaking of firsts, Maurice Mack and Richard McDonald opened the first drive-in McDonald's restaurant in San Bernardino, California. Legendary running back Emmitt Smith was born in 1969. 23. Martha Stewart became the oldest ever cover model for Sports Illustrated, appearing as part of its swimsuit issue.
Yeah, Martha Stewart was 81 years old when she appeared on the cover of that Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Don't go away, Jenna has your full forecast after the break.
To get the weather you need to see the whole picture. That's why Live Fiber 6 gives you the Skyview network. Get a live view of traffic and weather from all over the CSRA. Available online 24 hours a day at WJBF.com and the free Live Fiber 6 mobile app. The WJBF Live Fiber 6 Skyview network. Powered by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
I woke up in the emergency room. My son contacted Officer Jackson. They took all the pressure off. They said they were handling everything.
Hello? You gotta get your story straight. What an idiot. Everything you know. Don't give a rat's behind. That's it.
And I'm just getting started.
Judy Justice. Weekdays at 3 on News Channel 6. Entertainment Tonight, weeknights at 7:30 on News Channel 6. The WJBF Live Fiber 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Fiber 6.
Welcome back. Let's start out with a live look in on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at SRP Park. We had a good amount of sunshine today with completely dry conditions for a change. No more even isolated showers and storms. And we're sitting at a warm 88 degrees, but it is feeling like 90 here in Augusta because of the dew point up to 65. We have a southwest wind of 10 miles per hour, and around the CSRA, a mix of low 80s to low 90s. Waynesboro, you're also at the 90-degree mark now, just like Wrightsville. 86 in Sparta, 85 in Washington, 89 over towards the east in Bamberg. Our satellite and radar showing some clouds passing by, more clouds coming in from the west. So over the next several days, with a lot of moisture around, we're at least going to see a lot of cloud cover, but not a lot of rain in the forecast. We have this warm front to our north. That'll continue to bring us a southwest wind. And then we have this cold front coming in from the west. That's bringing severe weather to parts of Arkansas. Eventually, that cold front will get closer to us, bringing us a slight chance of rain this weekend. But tomorrow looks nice and dry, just more clouds than sunshine at times. Starting out pretty mild at 70 degrees, then climbing into those low to even middle 90s in the afternoon. We're going with a high of 93 in Augusta for our Friday, 3 degrees shy of our record of 96 set back in 1944. So this heat is definitely above average for this time of the year. But like I mentioned at the top of the show, we usually see at least one 90-degree day in April. So we're a little bit behind schedule here. So it's time for us to see the 90s. But this is definitely going to be feeling very hot compared to what we had last weekend with that cool down in the 70s. And you can see here, we will have that front getting close to us, but don't get too excited. This cold front will not be cooling us down. We will stay hot even as we go into next week. And that front also could bring us that chance of some isolated storms. So here's our feature cast Friday at 6 p.m. We're going to be dry, but once again, we will have some cloud cover. Then as we go into our Saturday morning and afternoon, we will see the possibility of some showers and storms, primarily north of I-20. Instead of passing us, this front will stay to our north as a stationary front, and that'll again bring us the chance of some rain and storms as we go into Sunday. That'll be on and off throughout the day. Now here's a closer look at home. Saturday at 7 a.m. you can see that light rain approaching our northern counties. We could see some heavier downpours and some rumbles of thunder and lightning at times, but not expecting anything significant here. And as we go into Saturday evening, it's looking mostly dry and clear. But we are under a marginal risk of severe weather on Saturday, just in case, because with all this heat and humidity, we have instability, and any storms that do form could end up becoming strong to severe with damaging winds and hail, but that is a very low threat. So still go ahead and make some outdoor plans for Saturday. Just keep an eye on radar. And keep in mind it will be windy as well, so you may want to bring in any loose objects that could easily blow away Friday night into Saturday morning. Those gusts will be up to around 35 miles per hour as that cold front gets closer, and we'll still have gusts up to around 25 miles per hour throughout the day on Saturday. Now our low temperatures tonight will be in the 70s in some places. Highs tomorrow are going to be in the low 90s, and you can see here on our 10-day forecast that the 90s are sticking around. We're going to see 90-degree weather into next week until we get to another chance of rain and storms on Wednesday. That'll then bring us some cooler weather with highs maybe even going down into the upper 70s by next Friday. But I'm sure even if we have some 70s, we'll just heat right back up again.
I definitely felt that heat today, and the warm weather is coming. All right, well, thank you for that weather report today. We'll be right back.
Dance like nobody's watching. Dance like nobody's watching. Except when people are watching, like your roommate and the new boyfriend you forgot she was bringing over. Believe in yourself. But know your limits, because right before an interview really isn't the time to try being a hairstylist. Anything is possible. So yes, winning is possible. But so is not winning, which means sometimes the best way to play actually is to save some possibility for another day. The South Carolina Education Lottery, supporting better players and a better you.
I'm Dr. Julian Adams.
My name is Fola May. I'm a gastroenterologist and cancer researcher.
I am Luis Diaz. I'm a physician scientist.
I'm Andrea Sarsek. I'm a medical oncologist.
I stand up.
And I stand up.
And I stand up to cancer. For me, it's about the patients, improving their survival to improving their quality of life. That's really what it's about.
When you know that a study that you design will have an immediate impact on the patients that are in front of you, I don't think there's a better feeling than that.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer accelerates the pace of research by bringing scientists together to work on the most difficult problems in cancer.
Stand Up to Cancer does allow us to move with speed that's unprecedented.
We truly want to impact every single patient we provide care for.
You
Your support is critical to our research. Without it, we would not be able to change and improve our patients' lives.
Stand up to cancer with us at standuptocancer.org.
We don't get very much.
Coverage you can count on. The CSRA is full of amazing women. Women who inspire. Women who innovate. Women who lead. That's why News Channel 6 brings you Women to Watch.
On the last Wednesday of each month, News Channel 6 recognizes local businesswomen who are making a positive impact in our community.
Nominate someone today at WJBF.com. Sponsored by Goodwill. Most trusted, most accurate, and most watched weather team. Live Viper 6. Weather coverage you can count on.
Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore.
All-night sessions on Capitol Hill have left some lawmakers struggling to stay awake. U.S. representatives from both sides of the aisle were caught dozing off during committee meetings. Utah Republican Representative Blake Moore had to be shaken awake when it was his turn to vote around 5 a.m. At a different hearing, Michigan Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell was seen with her eyes closed and head tilted back as well. Well, coming up next on News Channel 6 at 5, we're learning more about what caused a great night fire, displacing a family of 5 in Augusta, a live report, plus more top stories with Brad and Ginny up next.
Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Hickson Roofing. If your roof needs fixing, call Mr. Hickson.